Hello everyone, it's Carson here from Remax, and today I want to bring to your attention another project which I think has a lot of potential in Langley. It's called Ellery, and it's gonna be a low-rise concrete building. But first, before we talk about the project itself, let's talk a little bit about the developer. So the developer is called IOM, or Isle of Mann Property Group, and they are sort of a multi-investment group where they do property management, development, investment. They do commercial as well. So they don't just do residential real estate, but they've done a mix of everything. And just a quick overview of the developer. You can see here on their website, they were founded in 1994, and they started in single-family homes, and now they've sort of moved on to commercial and residential real estate. And so they've been around for a long time. I have seen them build other projects in and around other areas such as Richmond, Surrey, and other parts of Langley as well. So it's not like they are unknown. They are, I'd say a medium-sized developer, but they're kind of stretched throughout other arms of real estate as well. So going back to the project, the location is actually going to be very convenient. It is located by the Willoughby Town Center. For those of you who aren't familiar, Willoughby Town Center it's a little mall which has lots of shops and restaurants, coffee shops. There's a grocery store there. There's clinics. I think there's physio and other clinics there. And there's going to be a library there in the future as well. And there's also some recreation. There's a tennis facility, which I believe is just right across from where this project is going to be located. So it's pretty much along 80th Avenue and 206. I believe this is 206. And Willoughby Town Center is literally right here. So as you can see here on this little map that's conveniently designed for us in terms of recreation, let's zoom out a little bit. In terms of recreation, we've got we've got a health and wellness, we've got yoga, we've got Gold's Gym, which is right there. We've got Langley Tennis Center, which is literally right across the street. Yorkson Community Park. Let's go back up. There's Forest Hills Park, Willoughby Community Center. There's a spa, fitness, Langley Sports Complex, and a Steve Nash Gym, which I think is further down. Yep. And then in terms of grocery, there's Independent Grocer, which is I believe they're owned by Superstore, or the company that owns Superstore. I don't remember the exact name, but the company that owns Superstore, they have a lot of President's Choice products there. There's a liquor store, there's a deli, Bone and Biscuit I believe is a pet food store, another deli, Nature's Fair Market, I'm not exactly sure what this is, Costco, which is, as you can see, further down south, but it's not like it's really far. I'd say probably about a 10 to 15 minute drive down there. And then we've got Save On Foods, we've got H Mart, which is right here. And also, speaking of H Mart and Willowbrook Mall, you'll notice that there is the TNT that was built recently. So it's really nice. If you haven't been there, you should go check it out. It's nice and new, and it's really, really big. It's probably as big as the one in Richmond on Lansdowne. So it's really nice over there. And then you've got your banks. Yeah, I know there's a Royal Bank there, TD, GNF, and there's probably other banks throughout the area as well. But just in that immediate vicinity, there's those banks there. And then you've got Trinity Western, RE Secondary, Yorkson Middle, Willoughby Elementary, which is right there, Tiny Hoppers, Wee Willowbee's preschool, and then you've got another preschool academy. In terms of food, you can see lots of, there's sushi, Brown Social House, Starbucks, Walking Dragon, Banchan. I particularly recommend Banchan. They're really, really delicious. They're sort of a Korean fusion restaurant which has a lot of unique dishes, which are very, very, very delicious. And then you've got so as you can see, there's lots of restaurants nearby. Of course, shopping. There's Shoppers Drug Mart. Of course, there's the big mall, the Willowbrook Mall. Deluxe Treasures, Wildflowers, Indigo and Chapters. I'm sure there's a lot more that they didn't mention here, but there are a lot more nearby. I know that for sure. And then you've got the Langley Event Center, which is sort of the big stadium where they sometimes hold, I think, concerts as well as sports events like hockey and other sports, soccer, that sort of thing. You've got Cineplex, you've got Extreme Air Park, and you've got a casino for those of you who like to go and try your luck at gambling. So moving on, this is an artist rendering, by the way. This is what the actual project is going to look like. It's a low-rise, I believe it's a 4 or 5 story building. For the residential component, there's only going to be 22 units available. Again, it's a concrete building, and on the first floor, as you can see, the whole point of, or the concept of the ground level, and I believe the second floor is also going to be a commercial space as well. But the whole concept is they're trying to make a sort of health and wellness center. So they're going to have either maybe doctor's office, physiotherapist, maybe RMT, pharmacy, acupuncture, all those sort of health and wellness commercial space. And then above, you're going to have your residential space. And you'll see here there's a rooftop garden as well. There's not much amenities in the building, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. This is the floor plate. So let's go into the actual residential units. So you'll see here, this is the floor plate. It's based mainly on 3rd level and 4th level, and they're usually and they're only 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom units. As far as I know, there's no 3 bedroom units. Okay, so I just recorded a very long video, and for some reason or another it just stopped, so I have to start kind of halfway through here. So the project will be estimated to be complete in 2023. There will be a total of 22 1 and 2 bedroom homes, as I previously mentioned. The deposit structure is $5,000 upon writing. You can increase it to, you will have to increase it to 5% within 7 days, and then top it up by another 5% in 6 months, which makes it a total of 10%. The strata fees will be 58 cents a square feet. I know that sounds a little bit high, but you have to keep in mind that insurance costs have gone up a lot recently. You've also got things like strata management, which you have to pay for. There is gas included as well, so that's covered. There's also AC. However, as far as I know, I was told that the AC will be a mini split ductless unit, which means there's gonna be a unit actually installed on the wall itself, and it will split out to the outside, probably somewhere in the balcony, and it'll have some sort of a compressor that exhausts out the hot air. And so that will be electrical. That part will be electrical, but everything else, such as your common areas, your strata insurance, landscaping, recycling, garbage removal, any sort of maintenance, scheduled maintenance like cleaning the dryer vents, getting the fire alarms tested every year, pest control, snow removal, all that sort of stuff, that will be built into the annual budget to maintain and repair the building. That will be included as part of the strata fees. There will be additional parking available for purchase. It'll be $15,000 per stall. Now, in terms of the sizes, I was told that unfortunately they don't know whether or not it's all the units. All the units will be full size or small size. I know that some buildings, the developer will have a smaller unit. Some parking stalls will have a smaller size parking stall, and some will have regular or full size. So in this case, they're not certain yet. They're still working out the details. But what I do know is that each unit will be pre-wired for EV charging. So if you're planning to purchase an electric vehicle or you have one already, then all you have to do is hire a licensed electrician, or probably speak to your strata to have them hire a licensed electrician to install a charging station in your parking stall. And also, in terms of purchasing the additional parking stall, I was told that it is not available, or they don't have enough for every single unit to purchase an additional parking stall, so it'll be sort of a first come first serve basis. All the units will come with a storage locker. I assume it's going to be roughly 4x6 in terms of size. In terms of pets, you are allowed two pets. It's two dogs or two cats, or probably one of each. And then in terms of rentals, there are no rental restrictions, so rentals are allowed. Now, I do want to mention that once the Strata Council has been established within the first year, likely the Strata Council will propose to all the owners some changes that they feel is necessary as an improvement for the building. So some strata councils may opt to propose to the owners to limit the amount of pets from 2 dogs or 2 cats to maybe just 1 only. Or they may say from rentals currently allowed to changing it to no short-term rentals, such as no Airbnb or any sort of bed and breakfast or hotel-like accommodations. And they may even go as far as to specifying what is considered short-term rental. So some may say minimum of 30 days, some may say minimum of 60 days, 90 days, or even 6 months or a year, so on and so forth. Assignment, you are allowed assignment, but you do have to get permission from the developer. There will be an assignment fee, which is 2.5% of the purchase price. Now, I do want to touch on this because there's a lot of misconception among people out there. With regards to assignment, yes, the developer is saying here that they will allow assignment, but there's usually a few sort of hoops that people have to jump through before they can actually assign the unit. So the first one is you have to get written permission from the developer to assign the unit. And with regards to permission, the developer will usually not allow assignment if they are not fully sold out of their project, or if they still have upcoming units, maybe like a second phase, like a second building or third building coming up, because they don't want competition. And the reason why they're concerned about competition is not just because of, they don't want to have another unit competing with them for sale, but they also don't want they're also constantly monitoring the price, and they're constantly adjusting the price based on what they feel the market can absorb. So if they, today they could be selling for whatever price, tomorrow or a few weeks from now or even a few months from now, they can increase it by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, depending on what they feel the market can absorb. And so if you purchased it at this price, this fixed price, therefore, you have a certain amount of room that you can come up. And if you sell it, lower than the developer, then the developer will feel like you're undercutting them, and they don't want any of that business going on. And some people might think, well, then I can promise to, list mine or sell mine for a higher price or equivalent price of the developer. Developer doesn't want anything to do with that. So usually, without getting written permission from the developer, you won't be able to assign it. And then just because you're able to get permission to assign it, it does not mean you have permission to market or advertise the unit. So there's another permission you obtain from the developer. And I have had experiences where the developer has given permission to assign, but they won't give permission to advertise or market the unit, which means you won't be able to list it on the MLS. You won't be able to put it on, on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is, Kijiji, to try and sell it. You won't be able to advertise it on the newspaper. You won't be able to advertise it altogether. And trust me, the developers are constantly monitoring all sorts of places for sale. So if you think you can just advertise it on Craigslist, they'll find out. They have a way they will find out, and they'll take, if you do it behind their back without their permission, they'll take away your permission altogether to assign. So if you only get permission to assign but you don't get permission to market or advertise a unit, then all you can do is really give get word of mouth, to friends and family, by word of mouth. And if somebody wants to buy your unit, then great. If not, then you're just stuck with buying the unit. And this is not just this particular project. This is pretty much what I see throughout all the projects or pre-sale developments. So this is not just this unit. This particular project is all across the board. So disclosure statement. Most people will want to know. Most people want to see the disclosure statement, and a disclosure statement is basically usually between 150 to 200 page document, and the document tells you a little bit about who the developer is, a little bit of background information about them, and then it also goes into explicit detail about the actual project itself, everything from what the bylaws initially will be, all the way to what the strata fees for each particular unit will be, to the budget of that particular building, what the developer is estimating the budget for the building to be, to what we call the strata plan, which is sort of a blueprint of the building, all the way to all the little intricate details you want to know about the project itself. It'll be on the disclosure statement. Okay, so now for the pricing. As you can see here, the anticipated pricing for 1 bedrooms, which will be A plans at around 518 square feet, will be ranging from high 400s to low 500,000s. And in terms of 2 bedrooms, it's going to be the B plans ranging from 793 square feet to 898 square feet. And the price will be in the mid 600s to high 600,000. Again, this is a concrete building. It's not a low-rise wood frame. It's a low-rise concrete building. So what you should note is that typically concrete buildings are premium when it comes to pricing. But of course, there's a premium in terms of construction costs as well, in terms of material, labor, that so on and so forth. So in terms of units, I believe all the units will come with a laminate throughout, but the bedrooms will probably have carpet. So if you want to change the carpet in the bedrooms from carpet to laminate, you can pay an extra $1,000 for the 1-bedroom units and $2,000 for the 2-bedroom units, which is actually quite reasonable to change it to laminate floors. And then they also have a black stainless steel appliance package, which you can change or you can upgrade for $1,000. And as previously mentioned, you can purchase an additional parking for $15,000. And just going back to the parking, yes, all the units do come with 1 parking stall. If you want to purchase, it's an extra $15,000. So I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So just mentioning, yes, all the units do come with 1 parking stall. So these are the floor plans right here, and I am more than happy to share these plans with you guys. So if you have any interest or any questions about it, just send me a message or an email. I'd be more than happy to share that with you. So next, let's take a look at the artist rendering of what the unit will look like. Now there's not going to be a presentation center like other projects because it is a smaller development. They're not planning to have a show home or showroom. They've created this sort of gallery for us to see and to get a rough idea of what the units will look like. So this is what the kitchen is going to look like. This is what the bathroom will look like. This is the amenities, and this will be the rooftop garden, as you can see here. And over in this end here, there's going to be a little half semi-covered seating area or lounge area, and that's going to look something like this. So let's go into the features, and we'll start with the kitchen. So as you can see here, it says the kitchen will have solid slab quartz countertops, ceramic picket stacked pattern backsplash, which you can see here. Now, one thing I just want to mention is I'm not a big fan of these type of backsplash, and the reason behind that is, number one, you have to seal your grout. Developers never seal the grout for you, and the point of sealing the grout is to help, number one, it gives a little bit of it gives some stain resistance, so it helps reduce the grout from changing color. It also gives a little bit of water resistance, so if you're like washing the dishes over here, or if you're cooking over here, you know, it'll help reduce liquids or oils from penetrating through the grout, because grout is porous. There's little small pockets of holes in between, so that's one thing. It's a little bit more difficult to seal because you've got a bunch of grout lines, and they're not even sort of straight or you know, vertical or horizontal. They're all sort of, you know, honeycombed sort of design. And then the other thing is, you want to reseal the grout every supposedly 6 months to a year. And of course, cleaning is sort of the same. Cleaning, you're gonna have some difficulty with that. But I mean, overall, the look does look really nice. It does sort of bring contrast out from the cabinets to the backsplash, so that actually makes, you know, from a design perspective, it does look really nice, I have to say. But in terms of maintenance and care, I would say it's probably not as convenient as some other types of backslashes. Now you'll notice here it says modern flat square panel edge cabinetry, white and river oak. So you've got sort of white on the top, and then you've got this river oak color on the bottom. And in terms of color schemes, by the way, just since we're touching on that, there will only be one color scheme available. I know some developers usually have two or even three color schemes, like a light, medium, and dark. In this case, because it's a smaller project, the developer has opted to just go with one color scheme. So this is what you get in terms of color. Black framed glass accent cabinetry with adjustable shelving. So as you can see here, it's black framed glass, and these shelves will probably be adjustable. There's probably going to be some holes on the side. You don't see them in the pictures here, but there's probably going to be little pegs that stick out, and you can remove the pegs and put them, you know, on a different height, and then you can, you know, shift your shelf to higher or lower depending on how you want it. Under cabinet lighting for food preparation and ambience. So over here you can see there's going to be lighting, you know, under the cabinet throughout. And I have to say that is actually a nice feature to have, because I have noticed that in a condo environment, even though you see there's pot lights, there's probably going to be a bunch of pot lights throughout the kitchen here. Even though there are pot lights in the kitchen, and there's probably going to be natural sunlight coming through the windows, sometimes if you're washing your dishes or if you're cooking, if you want to see sort of more clearly, at least for me, and maybe because I have bad eyes, I don't know about you guys, but it actually does help when you have additional lighting underneath. So from a practical standpoint, I do think it is a nice benefit to have the under cabinet lighting as well. And then you've got the matte black faucet with single pull down lever. So sorry, going back here. So again here, the matte black. This is very common. This is very trendy these days. Most people, if you're going to a nude presentation centers, you'll see a lot of places have the matte black finish for the faucet, for the handles, even door handles, and even, you know, your shower faucet, so on and so forth. So they've kind of made this you know, this matte black sort of finish throughout the kitchen here, which is kind of nice. I do kind of like it. And then of course you've got the single pull down lever, which you can turn probably into a vegetable spray, or have, you know, just a stream of water coming down. And then here you've got the double low divide stainless steel sink with carburetor. You can't see it in the picture. Oh, you can sort of see it in the picture here. So they've got the split split stainless steel sink here. Samsung appliances, and then again the stainless steel is the standard option, and then if you want the black stainless, it's an upgrade that you have to pay. Next we have the counter depth French door refrigerator. Yeah, that's part of the refrigerator. Gas range, self-cleaning convection oven. It's even got the Wi-Fi enabled, and voice control. So that's kind of nice because it's sort of those smart, I guess, smart range oven slash cooktops now. And then you've got the built-in dishwasher with the high silence rating and auto door open function. You've got the Braun hood fan. And then of course you got the Panasonic microwave with the trim, which matches the microwave, which you probably can't see because it's probably on the other side of the counter here. Bathrooms. So bathrooms, we've got the modern square edge vanity cabinetry with storage. So here, in here, you've got the cabinetry. I believe this is a medicine cabinet that you can open up to put your, you know, supplies, hygiene or medication, whatever you want in there. And you've got a little bit of storage here, so that's a nice little detailed touch, because more often than not, I don't know about you guys these days, but your countertop is full of lots of stuff: toothpaste, cream, you know, whatever, floss, your toothbrush, all bunch of stuff that's usually here, cosmetics, that sort of stuff. So this will help you a little bit with organizing. And then of course you've got the medicine cabinet inside as well. Again, solid slab quartz counter and backslash. So solid slab is right here, one piece, which is nice. Again, easier for cleaning. Acrotech white porcelain rectangular undermount sink. So you got the white undermount sink here, and then you've got the matte black accessories, including shower heads and faucets. So again, here the shower head is black, and then you've got the matte black handles, and then again you've got the faucets, which are matching black, and the handles here that are matching black. Ensuite showers have multifunctional handheld shower head. So again, this is the ensuite bathroom, which means this tells me that this is probably for the 2-bedroom units, because I see there's a double vanity sink and there's a shower but not a tub. Usually the 1-bedrooms will only have one vanity, and they'll have a bathtub included as well. So if we look here, you can see here there's a picture of the bathtub for the 1-bedroom units, and for the 2-bedroom units, let's just look at any 2-bedroom unit right here. So yeah, you can see here for the 2-bedroom units, for the master or primary bedroom, the primary bathroom has the shower. This cross X means it's a shower. And then here for the shared washroom, it has a bathtub and a shower built in. Let's go on to the next one. Features wood-inspired porcelain tiles and large-scale wall tiles with chevron accent tiles. So again, this design is actually, it looks like wood, but it's actually porcelain tiles. So it says here, ensuite features wood-inspired porcelain tiles. So it looks like wood, but it's actually not. It's porcelain tiles, which is a nice feature. I like it. It kind of helps, you know, accent or feature the shower. It looks really nice and modern like that. So I kind of like it. And of course, it says main baths feature hexagon ceramic accent tiles and modern rectified porcelain floor tiles, and flat panel apron, high-tech tub, and dual flush elongated toilet. So the toilet will have, it's one of those eco-friendly toilets where there's usually 2 buttons. One is a smaller button and the other is a larger button, and the smaller button will use less water when you're flushing, and the larger one will use more water flushing, depending on if you have to go number 1 or number 2 for the washroom. So amenities, we touched on earlier. You've got the expansive shared rooftop patio featuring social lounge, ample seating, open green space, children's play area, and community garden plots, which we have right here. Easy access to wellness-inspired business in the building. So what they mean is the on the first floor, which you'll have. It looks like they've already made a decision, including PharmaSave and physiotherapy clinic, and they're probably gonna look for other sort of health and wellness related businesses, such as maybe a doctor's office or chiropractor, acupuncture, or something like that. And then you can enjoy the convenience of the shops nearby, and you'll get a Samsung front load washer and dryer. Again, we talked about the underground parking. All the homes will come with the air conditioning, and again, it's probably going to be a mini split ductless, and you've got energy efficient windows. Okay, so on to back to sales. So if you are interested in this project, the timeline right now is the developer is planning to have the disclosure statement ready by possibly end of this week or beginning of next week, and then following that they will probably start sales either mid next week or end of next week, possibly sooner. We don't exactly know yet. But what you can do to help yourself, if you're interested, is number one, let me know right away so that I can help you sort of get in line for a spot. And number two, have a bank draft ready, because the developer wants to see people who are sort of ready and financially ready, not just mentally ready. So if you're not able to even come up with a bank draft, a $5,000 bank draft at the time of writing the offer or at the time we go there, then likely the developer won't take you seriously. So again, going back with a deposit, it's $5,000 with a deposit. You can increase it to 5% within you'll have to increase it to 5% within 7 days, and then you'll put the remaining 5% within 6 months. So your total is 10%, which is very reasonable. And just going back, I don't know if I touched this or not. Maybe I didn't, but part of the you'll get 7 days, which is what we call the rescission period. And for whatever reason, within the 7 days, if you're not comfortable with moving forward with the purchase, then number one, you'll get your $5,000 bank draft back. But number two, part of the 7 days is to help you read through the contract, make sure you're comfortable with what you see, read through the disclosure statement, which is what I talked about, the big 150, 200 page document. Go over that and make sure you're comfortable with what you see. And then thirdly is to ensure that you can get the proper financing with your bank or mortgage broker, just to make sure that, yes, this won't be an issue for you for financing. Of course, we are talking a 2 or 3 year delay, so anything can change from now until then. Of course, interest rates could increase or decrease, and your job status could change. Lots of things could change, so it is difficult to predict, but that's all the time you get is 7 days. And then the last one is just for you to solidify and sort of make sure that this is something you would want to move forward with, and it is something that you do want to stay with. So that's part of the 7 day rescission period. And then the last thing, which I think I missed out, is with the completion, and I do mention this to most of my clients so that they're aware. With completion, it is an estimated timeline, and especially when the period that we're in with COVID and everything, there is a high likelihood that this could be delayed. So it could drag out to as early as possibly maybe early 2024, or even middle of 2024, or even late 2024. And you'll see in the disclosure statement or in the contract, usually the developer will write something to the effect of the developer has the right to delay their construction by up to 1 or sometimes even 2 years from the original estimated timeline. And if you're not happy with it, then you can just take your deposit back, that sort of thing. So most people won't take their deposit back because by then prices would have changed so much, it probably wouldn't make sense for them. But that's how it works. And again, it's really hard to. I have not seen. I have yet to see in the last 5 years. I've yet to see a developer have their construction timeline exactly on time. Usually there is, even the smallest delay could be a couple months. Sometimes it could be 6 months. Sometimes I've seen up to 1 or 2 years. But just have an idea that there is a possibility that there's a high chance that there could be delays. Everybody is short with labor these days, and we're not talking about just any labor. We're talking about skilled trades labor. So we're talking about electricians, we're talking about plumbers, we're talking about drywall, contractors, carpenters, all these skilled trades. Everybody is shortage because there's just a shortage, number one, altogether. Even before COVID, there was always a shortage. There's lots of developers building their projects, and everybody needs skilled trades. And then number two, with COVID, I think there's lots of guidelines now that say, a maximum certain of people can work at the same time on the project because they've got to do social distancing and all that sort of thing. And then of course we've got material shortage as well, and costs of materials going up as well. And so there's also those that need to be taken into consideration, and that's why usually there is a high chance of delay. So I think that's mostly it for the this project. I hope this was helpful and informative for you guys. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please support me by giving a like and subscribing to my channel so that you can get up-to-date latest information on any new pre-sale projects. It really helps me, and it lets me know that what I'm doing is helpful for you guys. So that's it. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.